twilight less gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host, Tony Love, and we are about to get started. I see some of the mod squad is in the house and things. Like I see Black Guy 9 says Ultra MAGA forever. Hit that like button and subscribe, please. If you are new here, definitely. We got Angela, Child of God. Boy, she always rolling and showing up. That's what's up. How you doing, Angela? You know, God bless you. You know, I appreciate you so much. You know, she says, hey, Tony, got the American flag and the hearts and things. There we go, though, you know. And many of you who got a topic that we got to talk about. Boy, it is something else. But before we do, I got to get my camera. I got to turn my camera on and things. Let me go ahead and do that first. We got to get that camera on, though, you know. Can't have a show without you seeing me, you know. Oops, what did I do there? Oops, sorry about that. Hit the wrong one, though. One-man operation show, you know. You got to give me some grace. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I got the wrong hat on. I am going to change my hat, darn it. But I got my hat. I know where it is, you know. I'm going to change that hat and things. Boy, I just be grabbing stuff, don't I? All right, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get that going and stuff, but I want to say welcome you guys, you know, welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. We had a nice turnout yesterday. We have Deontay Rave's podcast show, and you guys, I'm going to go ahead and put him, I'm going to plug him down again, because I really want you guys, let me see here, wait a moment, let me see where he's at here, hold on for one moment. I'm going to plug his information down below. So therefore, you guys will be able to go to his channel, support that brother, because, you know, he's also a MAGA supporter and things. There we go. I just put that right here. Deontay, let me see. I put that right here. Can you? Yeah, you guys can see it. I think you guys can see it. Okay, there it is. That's his channel right there. I got it posted. So there that is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we got some things to talk about and things. I've been on ground news or whatever, and let me see here. Let me go ahead and get that going, though, you know. So yeah. So let me go ahead and move this. I don't need this right now. Wait a moment. Okay, I don't think we need this right now. There we go. We'll go ahead and move that out the way. We got Tony Love up in here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put myself right up there. There I am. Okay, there we go. Boy, I'm looking like a superstar. Name and lights, boy. I got that American flag. Beautiful bokeh in the background. That's what's up. Let me go ahead and put the other thing up here, too. Because we're getting so close to elections, right? November 4th with this midterms. we're going to treat this midterms as if it was the presidential, candidates running, So we're going to put that right here, American Saved Act. And stuff is so important, though. Look at that. Look, boy, this is patriotism right there. Ain't that a beautiful flag? We got the beautifulest country in the world, man, and the freest. Land of the free and home of the brave, Boy, the freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, ladies and gentlemen. And don't let no one else tell you otherwise. This is the freest nation in the world. I think we are the only freest of the free. And people hate that. They hate our freedom over here. They hate the fact that we have opportunities and things that other countries and nations do not have. They never experience this stuff. We can own a gun, you know what I'm saying, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? We can criticize a president or anybody else because America say so, right? This is the most freedom that you will ever see. I know other places is nice to visit, but some of those places you don't want to live there. After the honeymoon wears off, they'll tell you, man, you got to be very, very quiet. You can't tell that you don't like a prime minister or a president because you know what that'll mean. That'll land you in jail, land you in prison, let alone, So can't say stuff like that, See, people that hate Trump, right, they don't realize how much freedom that they actually have to hate Trump. You can't do it nowhere else. Now, in other places, you can talk about Trump. You just can't talk about their presidents, right? Boy, you can't even go after Claudia Sheinbaum over there in Mexico, the presidente over there. I don't think you can. You know what I'm saying? Because, when you go to other places and you'll find out. One thing being in the tourist area. The tourist area in some of these places are not real Mexico. It's not real, you know what I'm saying? It's just not real. These are areas that have been sanctioned off for, let's say, foreigners to go over. They think they really, even though they are in Mexico, but that ain't how real people live in Mexico. Not for real. You step out of Cancun and Cabo and all the rest of them, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can go as far as Mexico City. You know what I'm saying? But you'll get an understanding of what real Mexico is, Adobe style, Boy, I tell y'all, man. But I appreciate you guys coming in here, though, and things, man. So, yep, so I changed the setup over here a little bit differently, So now you guys can be able to see me and things, so a lot better. And then my format is looking a lot more cleaner, too, right? I've been working on it, though, having a nice, clean format. And even encouraging other people to step their game up, Yep, step their game up. But, yeah, we're going to talk about it, boy. So let's see here. What are they saying over here on, let's see here. If we were to go to Ground News, is what I recommend to you guys go to Ground News. And I pay for a yearly subscription, man. They got a lot of things that are yearly subscription, But let's go ahead and talk about it. It says Canada targets U.S. metals, right? U.S. Metal, foods, motorcycles, right? Regulatory, retail. Yeah, just say retail and tariff. We ain't got to get fancy. Packages. That's their, you know what I'm saying. On Tuesday, Canada is expected to announce retail tariff matching the Washington's recent duties, right? On U.S. United States goods, which the Prime Minister, Mark Carney, confirmed will target industries like steel and dairy. Oh, we shaking in our boots. Oh, not Canada. Reciprocal tariffs. Oh, my goodness. But President Trump threatened on Monday to double the tariffs, which he did. Now it's 50%. On the Canadian cars, and this is not with everything, but this is with certain stuff. Cars and auto parts to 50%, right? Now, here it is, January 1st, escalating the trade dispute and, prompting Carney to state nothing, right, is off the table. That's what Mark Carney is saying. So, nothing is off the table, ladies and gentlemen, so maybe it is. But Mark Carney is willing to match tit for tat, right? Beyond tariffs, policy strategist Diamond Eisinger noted Canada could restrict key exports like energy and what else? Pressures to the United States. Expanding Ottawa's, we're talking about the retail stuff. Let me see here. Arsenal beyond traditional duties, right? The premier, Doug Ford, y'all know Doug Ford, suggested cutting electricity exports to New York, Michigan, Minnesota. I live in Michigan. Whoa, wait a moment. Oh, no, right? If the tensions escalate, recalling Ontario prior to 25% surcharge costing around $280,000 US dollars dairy, right? Daily. That's how much it's going to cost daily, ladies and gentlemen. The steep Canadian tariffs could weaken demand for United States goods, forcing employers, right, to cut hours or resort to layoffs, and America faced 3.4% cost of living increase, Here's some things I'm going to mention. Here's what they didn't talk about. The article never mentioned that Trump's original tariffs was a direct response to the Canada's funneling fentanyl. Y'all remember that? Remember when Canada was busted funneling fentanyl? That's why they got hit with the 25% tariff in the first place. And illegal immigration across the northern border. Y'all remember those? And those were the two things that Canada started it. Talking about picking on Canada, they started it. Because when Trump asked them in China, remember, because China got busted too with smuggling fentanyl. India got busted too for smuggling fentanyl after we had an agreement, right? I guess they didn't believe that fat meat is greasy. That's what my grandma used to always use that term. Y'all know that term if you have parents that was born in the South, right? So Canada's, tariffs were targeted by Trump's 25% tariffs on Canadian goods, which took effect, y'all remember this, last year, March the 4th, 2025. The import would be significant leverage point if exported restrictions were imposed. But here it is, though, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to bring it up. It's just mighty funny that a lot of these journalists never brought that point up. So Canada, I'm not talking about the citizens, I'm talking about their government. A lot of cool people in Canada, But the government and Mark Carney, right, he knows this, right? He knows this because after we said there will be no fentanyl, what were they doing? Smuggling fentanyl over here and there. I guess they didn't think they would get caught. F around and find out. That's why they got hit with the first 25% tariffs. Facts. Because prior to that, Trump was flirting with the possibility of many nations with tariffs anyway. But like he said, for those that want to be defiant, want to play the slick game, and want to play dumb and stupid, guess what? Carney cost the whole country of Canada 25% tariffs. So, and I talked to some Canadians, they can't stand Mark Carney, right? So before we go boo-hoo Canada, let's talk about what the Canadian government did. If it would have been me as the prime minister, I've been like, whoa, we don't want to break it because 25% tariffs is going to hurt. It'll hurt us. And it's already been hurting Canada. Do y'all realize the average person in Canada, they don't go out and eat no more. They cook at home. They can't afford it. In certain provinces, especially Ontario and other areas too, different provinces, they don't go out and eat no more. That's a tourist thing. When tourists come over there and visit, they're the ones out there eating. PST, GST, HST, Elemental P. They got all this stuff going on, all these taxes, right? Shoot. Man, just for a 2-piece of Popeye's chicken was $13 and some change. I said, no, thank you, Oh, my goodness. Popeyes, So, yeah. So this is what has ended up happening. But as we already know, Trump is a planner. He's a builder as well as a planner, right? Trump just don't do stuff off of the cuff. Even though the TDS people and the never Trumpers, they always think, oh, Trump this and that, and he don't know what he's doing. Trump been knowing what he was doing. Trump been winning with wins after wins after wins, right? And the haters and all the people on the left has been losing after losing after losing. You know, because they remember they've been saying, oh yeah, he's gonna destroy the economy. Economy is looking way better than it was, right? Oh yeah, Iran is gonna win. Nope, Iran is losing. You know, we can counter everything that they've been throwing out in there, and they get so mad and angry, even in this room. They want to act like they know better about the economy than Trump. Trump got some very intelligent people like Scott Bassett, and nobody is better than Scott Bassett. I don't care what these so-called wannabes coming in here repeating propaganda. I'm just saying, we just walking it down. Canada started it with the smuggling of fentanyl, right? That's the first one, right? More I tell you, man. And let me see here. And what else, you know? So it was the smuggling of fentanyl. That was the first thing, right? The first. And the second thing, ladies and gentlemen, besides the smuggling of fentanyl, right? We also have illegal migrants. Illegal migrants, what we call illegal aliens. They were shipping them over here. They were coming over here. I don't know if they were shipping them, but they were coming through Canada. And they had lax borders. Look at what it is, you know. Now it's a whole different scenario, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to talk about it, right? This is what, once again, when you got effective leadership in the house that knows what he's doing, and we already know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We in very well capable hands of Donald J. Trump. Facts, you know. We really are. So he's a planner and a builder, right? He just don't put up things. It's what the things that Trump has been doing has been baffling to people. They say, oh, he started this Iranian war. Nope. It was necessary for Trump to finish it. Because if you notice, he's going after all of the parasitical elite class where their strongholds are, where they get the money and all the rest of the stuff, dope and drugs and fentanyl. He's going after these people. There's been a war being waged on the parasitical elite class, right? We've seen it in Venezuela. We're seeing it in Iran. We're going to see it in Cuba. We're going to see it all down to South America, Colombia and so forth. We're going to see it, right? This is a get right time, right? And then also in the Middle East too, you know, shutting down these state terrorists funded things. This is their money, and Trump has been cutting them off from their money. I'm talking about the parasitical elite class. He's been crippling them, and it's hurting. This is why he is the most wanted, the most hated in the eyes of the globalists, right? They can't stand it. The deep state as well. Trump has been doing an excellent job combating them, fighting them, and dealing with them, as well as getting his country back on track. Do you think that Trump didn't know what he was doing when he hit Canada with 50% tariffs? Trump already knew. Him and his team, they already knew. They said, bring it on. They already knew that Canada was going to go try to match. They ain't going to last. But Canada really don't manufacture a whole lot. If it wasn't for most of our manufacturing supply chain over there in the first place, they'd be done a long time ago. Let's go ahead and keep it real, right? But we're going to see how long they can weather the storm. And I say they can't, right? Because Mark Carney is trying to play chess with Trump. He's on the defense. Trump has been taking his pawns, his knights, their rooks, and soon to be the king, the queen and king, right? And that's what it is. This is a 5D chess, and that's what Trump is playing with these fools, right? And they've been doing a hell of a job with it, no matter what the TDS people and the never Trumpers say, right? They always have something to say. But your gas going up. How do you? They always have these things. Trump know what he's doing. He already knew that they were going to raise the gas prices, right? He already knew it, right? And we're talking about the people, the controllers, people that you never heard before. You never heard deep state before. You never heard the parasitical elite class until maybe a few years ago for some of you. You know what I'm saying? There is a grand conspiracy against the world, right? These are the people, right, that Trump is fighting against. Because if Trump was on the side, it don't even make any sense. The parasitical elite class don't try the assassination attempt on their own when you in the club. Trump has been an outsider since 2016. When Trump won the election, guess what? Before he even won, because the Dems thought they had it in the bag with Hillary crooked killing, right? They thought they had it in the bag. Guess what ended up happening? The Dems were so confident that Hillary won in 2016, they forgot about the Electoral College. That's how Trump won it. They had to go to court. And they said, well, yeah, Trump won the electoral, and this is fair in regards to our Constitution, right? It's not based off the popular vote only. It is the Electoral College that decides who's going to be the president. In this case, it was Trump, and the Dems were pissed. Liberals were losing their mind. They couldn't believe it, right? That's why they're so adamant about getting rid of the Electoral College, because it's a hindrance of their plans. See, they never thought they were going to lose, but it was an oversight because they were so ignorant to the fact about the Electoral College. Even I know about this, right? But this is how it works, like in God, in our favor, because, you know, God smiles on the innocent and so forth, right? And that's what he did, though. So this is why we got past that, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. And a beautiful thing, though, man. And like I said before, they can't stop them. They can get pissed. They can put out smearing lies and stuff like that. I remember they kept on saying, yeah, and black people in America going to be next. They're going to get deported. I'm still waiting on that day, right? What is that? When we going to get deported? Whoops, sorry about that. When are we going to be deported? I done heard blacks say this silly stuff, right? More blacks are on board with what's going on now, but here it is. They said, when are they going to be deported? Right? Just waiting. I'm just saying, though, you know, it don't make any sense. It's just a bunch of stupidity, right? And this is one of the things. Well, I'm glad we have channels like this now, where we can actually kick more of the facts and stuff and make sense out of things, you know, other than the propaganda and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and go down a little further here, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate my mod squad that is here. In fact, there's more mod squad that's on my list because I got to update it. But you know who you are. You know you mods and stuff, but I'm going to mention it anyway.
I would like to give a shout out to the mod squad, starting with Black Guy 9, Jason Beatrice, that is a member, Brian Reedy, that is a member, Coconuts R's Real, that is a member, Stewart 2004, Texas Jane with her 6 shooters, that is a member, Man USA 1, that is a member, Domish 3332, Denise Farmer, Cheryl Schultz, Dana, Slicknick 68, Not Your Mama But Your Mama, that is a member, Omega, Howard, Special, thanks to Tanya Zimmer, and Paul Ace.
I appreciate it, though, Chandria. I appreciate it. Yeah. So here it is, though, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and get into the main thing, the main ingredient. You know, not the R&B group either. You know, so we're gonna talk about it. Well, all right. So where are we here? All right. Let's see here. Is this the right one here? I think so. Okay. All right, I think we have a winner here. Okay, here it is. Okay, guys. So today's topic is simple and just dropped in, right? Canada is hitting back hard in the trade war. They're putting the tariffs on American metal, American food, right, and American motorcycles. And they're not being able to, subdue it. I mean, they ain't gonna be able to, what is it? Being, hold on for a minute, let me find out what this is. Hold on for a minute. That's what I love about the Mac.
Subtle.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so they're not being subtle about it. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier today, Canada announced a new package, right? Here it is, though. Let me see here. You guys are going to hear this word. It's not in my vocabulary. I'm going to be honest with you. Right?
Retaliatory.
Yeah, retaliatory. There it is. A new package of retaliatory tariffs on roughly $20 to $27 billion worth. So 20 to 27 billion worth of the U.S. goods. These start September the 8th. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. They're matching Trump's tariff dollar to dollar and a rate for a rate, right? So we're talking about a 15, 20%, 25%, and 50%, depending on the product, as I mentioned earlier. What are they going after, right? They're going after the steel, aluminum, bumping it up to 50%. They're going after the dairy and the cheese. They're going after the seafood. You know, you like seafood, right? I love seafood. They're going after the appliances. They're going after furniture and clothing. They're going after electronics and tools. And yes, motorcycles. That's right, Harley Davidson, another American bike on the list, right? Why couldn't that American bike be in Canada? These are the things that we have to ask. Why can't we produce seafood over here, right? What about cheese and dairy? What about furniture? Did y'all know Grand Rapids, Michigan was one of the leading producers of furniture and things? Boy, I tell you, electronics and tools, you know, because like I said before, it didn't make any sense. But we know a president that allowed all this stuff to happen, though. And you know how the deep state operates, because what they were going to do is that they were going to make sure that America could not, right, produce for itself anymore, right? So they went after these American businesses, put a bunch of regulations, high taxes, where they were, a lot of them were forced to have to leave, right, to go into another country. Because in that time, in the Clinton administration especially, America didn't charge nobody, very little tariffs, if none at all. But every other country in the world was hitting America with high tariffs. India, I believe, was like 200%. India is a shrewd business to work out of, ladies and gentlemen. And it was many. What about China? Don't leave them out. China was hitting us up there. Boy, I tell you, don't forget about, there's a lot of other countries that was hitting America up, right, off of tariffs. So if tariffs was such a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen, well, why are they hitting us up over here in America with the tariffs? Right? Shouldn't it, I'm just saying, these other countries in the world, they can hit us with tariffs, but we can't hit them with tariffs. And this was done purposely by the parasitical as well as the deep state. That's exactly what it is. There's no other reason for it. You can't come up with no other reason, right? But here's what matters. Canada is not just responding, they are targeting our industry. Minister, right, Jalene Jolly basically admitted they're aiming at a specific U.S. to create political pressure. They're going after products that hit red states and Trump supporting areas harder. Look at this, guys. They're going after red states that support Trump, right? It's not even the blue ones. They're going after the red ones, though, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. I'm just here to let you guys know it's nothing to be panicked about. They're going to try to do the scare thing. Oh, yeah, America going to be paying way more now. Oh, my goodness, watch. Food hits the farmers and producers, motorcycles. That's a direct shot at places like Pennsylvania and other manufacturing communities, right? This is a classic political warfare, straight up. It really is. Dressed up as a trade policy. It's been political. Because like I just read, they're going after the red states. Now, if you ain't more political, I don't know what is, right? They're trying to make America workers and consumers feel the pain. So they are putting pressure on Trump to back down. Trump already knew before he even hit with them with the 50% tariff that Canada was going to do it. But Scott Bassett, right? The Secretary of Treasury. He's this guy here, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's on it financially, right? And for Trump to be so bold to push 50% tariffs, that's letting you know Canada's really don't have nothing to stand on, man. They can't weather the rain, man. Trust me, man. Trump put tariffs on Canadian goods after talks collapsed, right? Canada is answering by going after American industries that matter in Trump's country. That's the move, no secret. They're being open about the political targeting. They sure are. They're not even hiding it. Can't sit up here. Nobody in this room can't say that Canada, that this is not political, right? That's the thing. Because as Trump mentioned, and they looked at the books, Canada been hitting us with tariffs for years, decades, right? That's why Trump said we were carrying Canada. Because really, if you take away the American businesses, what is the Canadians really producing? They don't even have their own car, let alone, I mean, what, you ain't never heard of no Canadian automobile. You know what I'm saying? And you sure that, you already know it, when Mark Carney tried to circumvent Trump, trying to work with China, you already know what happened. He said, if you do this, I'm going to hit you with so high of a tariff, it's going to make your head spin. They knocked that off, right? So why was they willing to knock that off, but here they pressing about we're going to match Trump 50% when they know they ain't got the leverage, right? What about Toyota that's going to be leaving Canada? Did y'all hear that news, right? You don't think that these other manufacturing companies and so forth are going to be leaving Canada right now? They don't want to have to deal. They know Americans ain't paying 50% tariff on their vehicles. Trump already know this is a strategy that's saying to these automakers, hey, and all the rest of you manufacturing companies, supply chains, you better get in gear and come over here to the United States, the hottest country in the world. You better come over here. So you don't think they're going to be doing that? Oh, my goodness, what? So here it is, though. So whether you support the tariffs or not, this is the reality of the trade war right now. Both sides, right, are swinging. Canada just made it clear that they'll be willing to hit America's metalworks, right, food producers, motorcycle manufacturers to make their point. But here's the thing about it. Stupid Mark Carney. I know you. I know the deep state. You're a sock puppet for the deep state, and they're telling you what to do because this guy is not smart. A lot of these people that are political so-called leaders, they're really dumb because the people that's behind them is telling them what to say. Just like Kamala Harris and all the rest of them, they're being told like a puppet what to say and what to do. This ain't on his own accords. These are people way above his pay grade, right? That's telling Mark Carney what to say and do against Trump, right? I can smell deep state all on him. I smell it, right? Boy, smelling like money. Oh, man, talking about billions of dollars, man. Boy, I tell you. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. So, let me see. So, let me know what you guys think, man. Drop a line, though, you know. This is basically what it is in regards to that. Now, I also been doing some research and looking around, right? Canada right now is using their clear rate tier, 15%, 25%, and 50%, right? Explicitly matching the U.S. rates, right? Because it's going to be reciprocal, right? Dollar for dollar, right? Rate for rate. The package covers roughly $27.6 billion Canadian, 20 billion US, right? And the US goods across more than 700 products lines. So here's the breakdown on the categories, right? We're talking about metals and steel and aluminum. Primary, right? Steel and aluminum produce is about 50%. This is straight doubling of the previous 25%. That's what Trump hit him originally. Canadian countered the tariff and is now matches the U.S. right Section 232 rate on Canadian steel and aluminum. Certain steel and aluminum derivatives products is like 25%. Not every in the metals families got the full 50%. Some downstream derivatives items stay lower. Bottom line, the heaviest hit is on the core industrial metals, right? This is the biggest single escalation in the package, which it is, right? What about number 2? Food, dairy, seafood, right? Prepared foods. Fish and seafood, live fish, salmon, trout, lobster, etc. is 25%. Dairy produce products such as cheese is 25%. Some milk, cream, whey, related dairy items appear at a higher rate in the secondary reporting. But the official Canadian summary groups cheese and seafood at 25% level. Prepared foods are also on the list. Rates vary by exact products, right? Bottom line, the food is deliberately targeted, but mostly in the middle tier, which is 25%, not the maximum 50%. What about the motorcycles? Some of you guys want to buy a motorcycle. You like Harley Davidson. I get it. You like the Hog, right? I got friends that had the Street Glide, the Street Clean, the Street King, you know what I'm saying? I get it. Looks nice. That's a hog, boy, you know? But at any event, motorcycles, right? Or the Softail, don't forget about that one, a Harley Davidson Fat Boy. You know, I'm a big fan. I don't ride, but, you know, I'm a big fan of the motorcycle, especially if it's American made. Multiple sources, including detailed analysis of the list, confirm newly added motorcycles are hit with a top 50% rate. What the? Regular vehicles remain at previous 25%. Bottom line, this is one of the clearest political targeting moves, right? Harley Davidson, a similar U.S. motorcycle production, notably in states like Pennsylvania, are now facing the highest rates, right? So the quick reference, we talk about the steel, right, which is primary, that's 50%, double over the 25% when the Trump hit him with. Steel and aluminum derivatives is 25%. Cheese and mostly dairy, 25%. Fish and seafood, 25%. Motorcycles, 50%. Furniture and clothing, 50%. Right? I think Pennsylvania used to make the furniture out there too, if I'm correct. Appliances, 25%. Electronics and tools, 15%, right? So the key takeaways from content, Canada is not applying a flat rate. They're selectively matching and escalating where it hurts to specific U.S. industries and political regions. Remember I said, because this is political. This ain't about, you know what I'm saying, a war when it comes down. This is very political, ladies. This is not a trade war. It's a political war. It's what they're doing, right? Metals and motorcycles got the full 50% treatment. Food mostly sits at 25%. And things. So that really didn't move very much. Existing tariffs on auto remain at 25% and are separate from this new package. This structure lets you cleanly say on the stream, right, which is what I'm talking about right now. Metals are 50%, motorcycles are 50%, food is 25%. Right? So according to Canada, they ain't playing around, right? Oh my goodness, man. It's like the end of the world, right? No, it's not the end of the world, because once again, Trump knows what he's doing, right? That's what it is. You got to believe in Trump, you know? So here it is, guys. Here is the U.S. companies that are the strongest domestic competitors to the Canadian steel producers, right? And we're going to go down with them right now. We got Nucor, right? Some of you are from Charlotte. I know Right Wing, Hard Right. He's over there in the North Carolina area. I'm sure he know about Nucor. There's Steel Dynamics, which is Fort Wayne, Indiana. We got Cleveland Cliffs, which is in Cleveland, Ohio. And this is the largest of our steel. They do the flat rolling of the steel out there for the automotive grade steel. You know what I'm saying? Boy, and same thing in Dynamics, Steel Dynamics, right? Boy, I tell you, and Nucor. These are the companies that are still here, right? U.S. Steel, that's another one. Pittsburgh, remember the Steelers, the football, right? They don't call them the Steelers for nothing, right? Sheet, plate, and tin meals, right? We still have these products here, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I went further on my research, sharing with you with the companies that are still based in here in America, right? We name some more. Commercial Metals, right? Irving, Texas, right? Rebar Structured Long Products, right? What else? Alliance Steel, Aluminum. They are distribution and processing, right? Here it is, guys. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are 6 American steel companies that still are here in America. Why in the hell did we ever have to need Canada for their steel and aluminum? This what the deep state been doing is playing BS games on your brain, on your mind, telling you that we need Canada. We need Canada. How we need Canada when I just named like 6 major steel companies here in America, right? It goes against the narrative. Oh, my goodness. What about number 2, aluminum, right? Oh, we need Canada for the aluminum. No, we don't. We got companies like Alcoa, which is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, primarily aluminum, right? It's what they have. And another company is Century Aluminum, which is out of Chicago, Illinois, right? This is a primary aluminum smelter. And then we have Kessler Aluminum, fabric, semi-finished products. These are our biggest and our best producing here in America. So when Trump said to Canada, we don't need you, he's telling the truth. We don't need Canada. We don't. And he's giving them time to get this automotive out of Canada. I'm talking about Stellantis. They shouldn't have been over there in the first place. You know what I'm saying? When it was Chrysler, they were been over there. We don't need them to make cars for us when we always had Motor City over here in the first place. Don't make any sense. Can't call it Motor. I mean, they're still producing over here, but it should have never been over in Canada. What was the purpose? Other than, I'm talking about way back in Clinton. What was the purpose with NAFTA? They knew what they were doing because they were taking the businesses away from America and giving them to these other countries in the world to give them leverage. And then we've set up the product. I mean, this is how insane this stupid ish is, right? You mean to tell me these are all American Harley Davidson, right, in Canada when it started in America, Pennsylvania? But you mean to tell me that we got to have the plant in Canada? And then the Canadians, what? Every time they ship over motorcycles, we got to pay a tariff. Tariffs was going on with Canada much more than 25%. We was paying high tariffs to Canada. It don't make any sense. When we could produce over here in America, right? How in the hell can you call that a true American motorcycle when they've been making it in Canada? We should be making it over here, right? We don't need aluminum and steel from them. I just gave you the companies over here. You can go and research them for yourself. You ain't got to believe me. This don't make any sense. What about the food and dairy? Let's talk about the American companies, right, and the co-ops, right? Here it is, the co-ops. Because some of these companies and stuff, and some of them are co-opted over there in Canada. But what never made any sense, like we got the dairy farmers of America that produces milk, cheese, butter, and powders, right? Largest in the U.S. dairy processors, right? The largest, right? Now, Land of Lakes is a major co-op, right? With Canada and all this other stuff. What else? Leprino Foods, the ones that make the mozzarella and the whey protein, one of the largest, biggest cheese makers, right? What about Sherbert Foods? We're talking about cheese, dairy, and products, large private processors, right? So, which is also here in America. What about Prairie Farms? Y'all bought their stuff before. They do also milk, ice cream, and dairy. Strongest Midwest and co-op. So it's a little bit of Canada and us as well, a co-op, right? But Hillmar cheese and whey, expanded in high-growth states, right? Which is also made here. So we got rid of the co-ops, we're still fine. We don't produce nothing? We don't produce ish? That's crazy. Because I'm over here reading off to you right now of a lot of the American companies that's still over here. Trump know what he's doing. What about other notable U.S. dairy players, right? Here it is. Y'all remember Fairlife, right? Coca-Cola, right? What about that? You want to make the yogurt, Chobani yogurt and Daisy brands, right? What about them, right? We're going to be all right. We gonna be all right. Nobody has to worry about us. You know, it's true. I'm doing fine. I always love that song, man. I love that song. Kitty Loggins. I love that song. Motorcycles, right? direct American competitors, especially, right, relevant because Canada puts 50% tariffs on U.S. motorcycles. Once again, why is the damn motorcycles are over there in Canada when they should be over here in America, right? That's the thing about it. But here it is. Harley-Davidson's Milwaukee plant, still over here in Pennsylvania, in Wisconsin, cruisers and touring bags, right? Cruisers and touring bags. Indian motorcycles, right, are owned by Polaris, Spirit Lake, Iowa, right? Cruisers, bags, and touring. What about the Zero motorcycles? That's made in California. You got the E motorcycles, right? Electronic motorcycles for the beach for break it down for what it really is. What about Livewire? Harley's electric brand, electric motorcycles. And then what about what's that? Buell, B-U-E-L-L. Let me see him. Let that read it out, man. You know, hold on for a minute, guys. I'm doing pretty good, too. Hold on for a minute.
Buell.
Okay. Which is here in Michigan. Sport performance bikes, right? We're going to be all right. That's all we got to do is, you know what I'm saying, get the rest of that Harley-ass Davidson over out of Canada and over here in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Because we should not, ladies and gentlemen, be paying tariffs to Canada for nothing. We could produce for ourselves right here. It was never a reason for them to be over in Canada in the first place, right? So a quick take on our content, right? We talked about the metals. We talked about all 5 of them. We talked about the dairy. We talked about the motorcycles, right? Harley-Davidson is the #1 targeted for a strong, pure American brand. Indian is the closest direct rival, right? Remember the Indian motorcycles? I think they're nice. I really do, right? So there that is, guys, ladies and gentlemen, right? So major U.S. dairy processors. These are the ones that are here, which, as I mentioned, the Dairy Farmers of America. I wish, what's his name? I wish Joe Mama. He's a farmer, though, man. I know he's always watching. Joe Mama always watching, you know? Yeah. But other than that, you already talked about Land and Lakes. That's the co-op. We already talked about the other companies, though. But let's go a little bit further, though. Let's go and break it down. These companies, right, approximate revenue for Dairy Farmers of America, $23.1 billion. Right? $1 billion for processors. Land O'Lakes is $16 billion. Sherbert Foods is $1.7 billion. Prairie Farms is $4.7 billion. And Leprino Foods is $3.6 billion. Right? That's just the processing companies. Most of them are here in America. Boy, I tell you, man. Mid-sized dairy producers like the California Dairy, $4.1 billion, right? HP Hood, $3.4 billion. Hillmar Cheese, $2.8 billion. Boy, Darigold, $2.3 billion. Sargento, y'all know them, the cheese people. I like my cheese slices. I like my cheese snacks, right? $1.7 billion. Foremost Farm, $1.65 billion. Tillamook, I like their cheese too. They also make ice cream and butter. 1.2 to 1.5 billion, right? Daisy Brand, 800 million to 1.1 billion. Strong growth in the cottage cheese and sour cream. Y'all know that, ladies, you know you love your sour cream, though, trying to keep your figure, you know. Can't get your husbands or boyfriends to eat no cottage cheese, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Great Lakes Cheese. What's it, 2 to 3 billion, right? Great Lakes Cheese. Sound like that should be over here in Michigan. Cheese with private label branding, right? Crystal Creamery, 400 to 600 million, right? We're talking about fluid milk, ice cream cultured, right? What's it? Gossamer Foods, high dessert milk. What's the other one? Joseph Gallo, right? These are 200 to 500 million range, typical for regional specialists. Cheese and powders, especially dairy, right? I said I want to get into this stuff, man. Boy, I tell you, man, ain't this something? So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we have anything to worry about. If you want to still deal with some of these products, possibly and maybe it could be a little bit of a rate hike. Temporary pain is what I want to call it. But long term, Trump know what he's doing because he's weaning us off of who? Because we got to keep in mind, there is some people out here that really is targeting America, and they're playing political games. This is a move and a strategy that they're doing. They're targeting the red sound states. Anybody that backed Trump, supported Trump, this is political, man. Straight like that. You got to not have glasses on, right? You got to, you know what I'm saying? Boy, and I ain't got my glasses on, but I still can see. I still can smell a rat. I tell you that much. It don't make no sense. These companies should have it, you know what, over here, right? In the first place. But we already know with the deep state, parasitical elite class, what they're trying to do. And they have been for the longest time. It never really occurred to any of us why its products are being shipped back over here in America. But they were hitting us with tariffs. Trump been called Canada out. You think that Canada sent over the products over here for free? No. It's high. It was high tariffs. When America sent products over there to Canada, they didn't pay no tariffs. How is that fair? Mark Carney? You know what I'm saying? Tell me, Mark Carney. I'm waiting on the response, man. Where he at? Where's Mark Carney? Can't nowhere to be found. You know, wasn't fair. It was a lopsided, unfair trade agreement in the first place. That's going way back to NAFTA. We didn't win on that. We lost on that. A lot of the American manufacturers, no wonder, right, I mean, shit, we over here paying Canada. What's wrong with America? What's wrong with America? That's what I'm going to say. We're going to have more American workers, which we have more now and more to be coming, here working in America, right? Canada didn't do us no favors with their high-priced stuff. Come on, I've been over there. What did they do? They don't even like Americans in most cases, some of them. Some of them don't. Let's keep it real. They like the money. They like us going over there and buying into the economy. You go there to their customs over there. There's some assholes, especially over here by the Detroit border, man. Arrogant as F, especially more so than ever. I wear my Trump hat, man. Here we go. Gonna pull me in, search the car. They do this ish on purpose, you know? Because they know they can, that's why. Make you suffer because you voted for Trump. You down with Trump. Trump destroying our economy. No, y'all destroyed y'all economy. Because instead of agreeing with Trump, y'all got over for decades not paying no damn tariffs. And then you go ahead and start sending fentanyl over here when Trump told you not to. That's why you got hit with the 25% tariffs in the first place. So don't sit up here and make it sound like, oh, Trump is just a big bag ogre. He set it up where you won't have to pay tariffs anyway. The other countries that was willing to negotiate with Trump, kudos for you guys, because you had to pay, but they said, shit, we rather pay a lower tariff. Same thing with me. I'd rather, if I'm going to have to pay any damn way, may as well be a lower tariff. This don't make any sense. Canada is willing to pay 25%. Now it's 50%. They're willing to play this. What kind of fool is this? This guy is supposed to be a prime minister. I told y'all, man, a lot of them are idiots and dumb. That's all he is. He's just taking orders. We already know, right? We know who he's taking orders from, right? That's the one. International bankers. We want you to do this and do that against. When Trump do this, you're gonna do that. You ain't gonna fold. You ain't gonna falter. You're not gonna bend the knee. We got to keep Canada. We got to keep Canada, right? Because Canada is pushing a lot of nonsense over there politically, right? We talking about the same stuff that we defeated over here when it comes down to wokeism, right? All this DEI stuff, all this other crap that's going over there in these other provinces. I'm talking about the real liberals like Ontario and all the rest of them, man. Oh, man, on that eastern border, terrible over there. Terrible, 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 right? be over there in Canada. You got to use pronouns. You got to use this and that. You got to call it an it or Mr. It or he. Can't say he, they. Bull crap, man. And I'm refraining from cussing. But bull crap, right? This is a whole bunch of nonsense, right? Boy, it sucks to be Canadian right now. Shoot, it really does, though. It's about to be worse because what they're doing is they're going to make a jacket up, and it's going to be worse for the people over there. Some of y'all, you know what I'm saying, you know you love Canada, but I told my friends, y'all going to hate Canada even more because of the stupid prime minister, Mark Carney, that you got over there. Because this ain't negotiating. How the peace talks fail. You ain't got nothing to bargain with. We've been over here sitting, man, we set manufacturing up in Canada for them to hit us with tariffs. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? And you think America, we didn't do it back to them until Trump got in. All these other presidents are nothing but sellouts to American people. They've been sold out. So you can't sit up here and tell me anything great about Biden or Obama, one of the two worst presidents in our history. They're up there with Woodrow Wilson, right? Boy, I tell you, man, you gonna sit up here and say this guy's a great president, right? Allow Canada to willy-nilly and steamroll over the American people. We over here paying tariffs to them. Got products over there in Canada. And the least they can do is we can't even charge tariffs back to them. You know that's the globalist deep state bull crap stuff. You know that was. They purposely didn't charge them with tariffs, right? If you have any type of decency or what we say common sense and decency, you know that was unfair. Yeah, America is the largest country in the world because we have the largest consumer base that they want access to. And they mad because Trump cut them off. He said, if you want access to the United States, you want access to this market over here, you got to pay the house. And I stand with Trump 100%. Right? You got to pay the house, right? The house always win. They don't always win, but the house always win. And the house is in America, man. The land of the free and the home of the brave, man. Boy, I tell you, couldn't have been said much better. Land of the free and the home of the brave, right? Don't take no super rocket scientists. The Canadian government, Mark Carney and them, started this stuff last year, running fentanyl over here, man. I've been like, Mark, what are you doing? When the Americans find out, Trump find out, he gonna hit us with a high tariff. You know that didn't make no sense. Even the Canadians don't like this dude, but that ain't much they can do because they got his ass 2 more years. Canadians is a lot you can do. You can still stand up. You can still protest, right? Let Trump, because when y'all get together and protest and say, hey, we ain't with this Mark Carney thing, right? Right? Because we don't, Canadians got to know, you don't have the leverage. You only 80% of the population across the border. You do not have a big, huge consumer base like America does. You ain't even in Mikasa. You're not. You're not. Let's go and keep it real. How are you in the Mikasa when you only 80% by the size of California across the northern border? There ain't no real big country. Ain't no damn different than some of these Scandinavian countries. Stop the cap, as the young people say. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Right? Knowing damn well, though, you know? It ain't like you guys are a big powerhouse. That's why Carney was trying to go behind Trump's back and try to run that deal with China. And he cut him off. He said, if you do bargain with China, he gonna hit them so high. And this is how tariffs in most cases are a great thing. Because Trump can initiate them at any time to keep these other countries in check. Because they all been ripping us off for a long time. I'm not sympathetic with any of them. Fuck them. Excuse my French. Right? Kind of like, you know what I'm saying, a force of habit sometimes. But that's how I feel, though, man. They ain't did us no damn favors. What did Canada do for us for favors? Other than take advantage of us. And we had to pay the tariffs anyway, way before Trump. Wasn't no president saying, oh, it's unfair. Obama didn't do it. Biden didn't do it. They ain't the president other than Trump that did it. You can't name one. You can't. That's what I'm talking about. I get so pissed off when we got to deal with these idiots. These TDS idiots. They've been lying and wrong on everything. Right? You think we're going to sit up here and listen to you? No. We already got us a commander-in-chief that's been turning America back around. We are stronger, we are safer, and we are producing for ourselves. Canada don't mean us no good, but every harm. And that's for the rest of them. You're going to pay them tariffs, and you ain't going to be able to last the storm. Already, Toyota is pulling out of China. I'm pulling out of Canada. And soon there's going to be others that's going to follow. Everybody wants to set up shop in America. Now that Trump is in here, right? I don't want to have to pay the high tariffs. It makes more sense for me to be in America. Trump said, guess what? Right? I'm going to grant that. Trump with the Trump card, the Trump gold card. Y'all remember I mentioned about that before? We are allowing these manufacturers and big business. You want to be an American citizen? Pay that $500,000 and get your gold card. Set up shop in America. We want people of other countries invested in America, not trying to live off and sap off of America. We don't want your filth. We want your best. I'd much rather have a Japanese automotive manufacturing company be an American, setting up shop over here, than having some damn riffraff. We don't know what they are about coming over here, setting up shop and want to be out and live off of the real welfare and run the scam stuff. No, thank you. You're going to be vetted when you come over here, and we're going to keep that ban on these countries that promote terrorism. Straight like that. 7 of them, and soon to be more, right? Because they don't mean us no good. You already seen what they're doing over here already. It had to take real leadership to get America back on track. Trump have got America back on his feet, right? The manufacturing. It's going to be so many manufacturing companies over here. Data centers, supply chains, everything is coming over here. Tech, right? So you don't have the excuse anymore to say he ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing. Trump got rid of a lot of the fentanyl that was coming over here, killing thousands of Americans, right? Killing thousands and thousands of Americans with just fentanyl. And Trump stopped that too. Secured our borders, deported a lot of illegals, and more of it's being ramped up even more. Don't sit up here and say that Trump ain't doing nothing, because you a liar. Just like he's fixing this economy. We still trying to come down off of the Joe Biden 9% inflation. Boy, I tell you, man, ain't this something? Boy, I tell you. In fact, let me go ahead and pull it up again. Talk about Joe Biden and his disaster, Bidenomics, right? Let's go ahead and talk about it. Before hold on for a minute. Where was it here, in fact, here it is. We talk about President Trump. Let's talk about this first. Since I'm on the roll with President Trump and they say he ain't doing nothing. President Trump's plan to defeat inflation, unleash America's energy, which he did, rein in wasteful federal spending, cut regulations, tax cuts, rebalance the trade, right? Stop illegal migration or immigration, and end the destabilizing wars. That's what he's ending with. You already took down Venezuela's leader. Whether they want to admit it or not, Iran is being defeated. It ain't about to be defeated. It's been defeated. You just been listening to propaganda. That's what Trump been doing, right? That's what he's been doing, right? We'll talk about some more. Boy, I tell you, man. This is what it was before that old, before he got in the house by hook or by crook. Trump's last day in office. Y'all remember, inflation was at 1.4%. Gas prices was at $2.39. Mortgage rates was at 2.8%. Average rent was $1,419. The worst under Kamala Harris Inflation was 9.1%. Y'all remember that? Gas prices hit $5.02. Mortgage rates hit 8%. The average rent was $1,700, right? Boy, I tell you, man. So we went from Trump's last day to Scamala's worst under Scamala Harris in history. She is the worst. Biden is the worst to ever be the president and vice president. It's the history of it all. The worst, man. Man, it don't even come no comparison. You can't sit up here because I got the facts. I got the information. They can't hide it. They can't spin the news. That is exactly what happened, right? That's why I get the likes. You get nothing. Well, look at this. The mortgage rates under Trump, 2.77%. Those that own a home, we were all doing good under Trump. I remember I financed my car. Got a great interest rate under Trump. A lot of things under Trump. Mortgage rates. What about for Scamala Harris? 7.5%. Is that winning to me or is that losing? That's a loser right here. That's why I say there ain't a bunch of losers on the left. Look at this. Personal savings. We have added, since we had a low interest rate, as low as 1.4. Look at this. Plus 385%. Boy, on personal savings account. Look at what it was under Scamala Harris. Oh, my goodness. And matter of fact, I was just going to say it. Negative, right? 73% underwater, right? She's going to sit up here and say, the economy is great. Under Joe Biden, he created a whole bunch of jobs. This is crap. What about the credit card delinquency? Under Trump in the green, it was under 11%, man. Under 11%. But what about Scamala Harris? It was a plus 50% on credit card delinquency. People couldn't pay their credit card bills because the inflation was so high. You can't pay nothing, right? What about the real weekly wages? Under Trump, plus 8.2%. Under Scamala Harris, it was a negative 3.9%. We were losing money going to work every day. Losing money. Here, at least you're working, you're able to make a little bit more in the pocket, even though they won't bring down the inflation already. And we know Trump, no president controls that. You know who controls it, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Federal Reserve. That's why the Federal Reserve Bank got to go. Because it don't serve to the American people. It served to the international banksters, gangsters, right? That's why. There's nothing American about the Federal Reserve. This is what the true organization that's causing all the inflation. You think they have the power to drop the rates? We look at the price of gas and oil and all this other stuff. It ain't jiving. They purposely keeping it up this way. So don't worry, we got Kevin Walsh in there. Soon we're gonna deal with this thing internally. Because the goal is to get rid of the central bank. You cannot have a prosperous, the goal is not to bring the interest rates all the way down. It's to eliminate it permanently. That's what it's about. We don't want no central bank. Your ancestors knew what a central bank was from Europe. That was one of the reasons why they came to America, to escape oppression, right? To escape the taxation, right? Look at this. They were looking for freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You don't get that in Europe or no other country. You don't get that. You get it here. And this is why a lot of foreigners come here to establish what they call the American dream here. The heaven is here. The gold and so forth is here, right? The greatest military on earth is here, right? The largest amount of gun holders in the world is here. Like this. So they, once again, are always cook and kick they, you know what, when they come in here with Trump derangement. Kick they behind every time. Because you guys know, by living in America, born here, we have more rights than any other nation in the world. Facts. And TDS people, if you don't like it in America, why don't you go take your behind to China? Take your butt to over there to Korea and any of these other places. What's holding you up? Nobody is stopping you. If you don't like America and Trump, get to getting. Pack your bags and pack your gear and step up on out of here. Or you know where you can go? Go to Canada. Like the other ones do, like these celebrities. Hightail it out of here. You ain't moving fast enough. You should be moving faster than running your mouth. Shut your mouth and run over here to these other countries. And stay over there. Right? Stay over there. We don't got time for no treasonous people. Right? We were doing great under Trump. They get over here. Why you vote for Trump? Man, I ain't got time for that type of stuff, man. These are idiots, man. Those idiot influencers, man. I can't stand them, man. You know, nobody call y'all because it's a big waste of time. I'm not propping up your channel, putting up your views. Like you got control of the mute and everything like that. That ain't no debate. Trying to make people look foolish and stupid. There ain't no debate. You gonna have a real debate, you gonna pay me. You gonna pay me. That's what you're gonna for wasting my time with the stupidity. That's why you gotta pay me. You gonna pay me. I'm not gonna give it to you for free. F you, you know? Who are you? You ain't nobody. On the left, far left, the range, this TDS. Who the hell are you? I don't owe you nothing. But you're going to just take this L and take this, you know what, kick it is what you're going to do. And shut up. Maybe you'll learn something. This ain't propaganda news over here. This is real stuff, dealing with real people. That's what it is. We ain't got time for DSA and all this nonsense. We destroy them on the debate. They don't want to debate us. They're cowards running. Get the running. Get the stepping. Right? We ain't got time for this stuff. And here's what Scammer said again, like I said it yesterday. Scammer Harris, right? She says, my values have not changed. She has not changed. I would like to see her backtrack this one. She believed in abolishing ICE, opening the border, defunding the police, releasing the violent offenders, eliminating the middle class tax cuts, banning fracking, right? Ending fossil fuel usage, confiscating guns and legal gun owners, taking away the health care plans and hundreds of millions of Americans. This is what she stands for. This is what Scammer Harris is about, ladies and gentlemen. This is what she's about. She don't care about America. She don't care about you or me. This is all about her being in the seat, being in control, already made millions since she was already in office. You don't care about America. If you cared about America, you wouldn't allow all these illegals over here in this country. If you cared about America, the crime epidemic wouldn't have burrowed over. If you cared about America, you wouldn't have had sanctuary cities that harvests illegals and criminals and all the rest of them. I'm talking about gangs and everything, man. Boy, I tell you, these people right here, ladies and gentlemen, are nothing but a bunch of ignorant, narcissistic, Marxist, selfish, greed, as well as theft. That's what they are. That's their mindset. That's how they think. That's what's inside of this DSA people and these progressives, right? That's what they are. Ignorant, narcissistic, Marxist, right? Selfish, right? Greed and theft, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, I tell you, Honor, I rest my case, Honor. I'm over here just giving the receipts and fact information here that they don't have a backbone or a leg to stand on, man. That's the whole thing about it. Trump knows what he's doing. I'm going to deal with Trump, right? Boy, I tell you, man, this is the thing about this here, man. So the three phases of the, let me see here. Now, this is what's going on over there in the UK, and I'm just going to say it, and we're seeing what's going on in other parts of the world, in these countries. The three phases of Muslim immigration. First phase is a few numbers oppressed, right? Oppressed Islam, right? They play the victim. They claim Islamophobia, right? More tolerant of others, right? This is what they play on. I'm giving you the game right now, what they've been doing. Phase number 2, large minority, indigenous Islam, right? Threatens, demands Sharia law, and intolerant of infidels. Remember I was saying before the word infidel. That means a non-believer, right? Because if a non-believer, according to their beliefs and stuff like that, they can take you out, right? And they have in this history. Phase number 3, clear, majority, dominate Islam, militant, strict Sharia laws, kill, subdue all infidels. Ain't that what's happening now? This is what's going on. Or 1,400 years, this pattern has not changed. Moderates are moderates are irrelevant. These are the 3 phases of their Muslim immigration. That's why people like Jake Lane and other people that sounding their alarm. Because if you really understood, because this is not about simulating, it's about conquering. You have to understand this. And they use Islam, I'm talking about the deep state, parasitical elite class. They use them because they're easily to be manipulated and controlled anyway. They stand for a lot of stuff that they believe in. And they bring them over here, right? Remember to say they always play the victim, claiming Islamophobic and stuff like that. They have a history. They haven't been, simulated in any type of culture or society. Because when they never had to. The plan was to come over here, raise their numbers up, start getting into local government and so forth, and then work their way up. Because from there, once they're in, they can start changing the laws, changing the rules. That's what they were doing in Dearborn. They even had the patches of the police officers putting them in Arabic, changing the signs and putting them in Arabic signs and all the rest of the stuff, flying their flags. When anytime a country, another country fly their flag, they're saying that they conquered you. That's what we're being shown, that we've been conquered. Keeping it real, right? I wanted to say this because this is the 3 phases, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's why we see it in real time. We saw it in the UK. We see it over here in America. You've seen it. Not just Dearborn, but you've seen it over here in Minnesota, Minneapolis, and other places. We're seeing this stuff in real time, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't nobody lying about this. Right. Yeah, here it is. This is another thing here. Let's say this. A country that's ran by banks will always be in debt. Did you hear me? We're talking about the Federal Reserve. Number 2, health care, right? Run by Big Pharma will never cure disease. Put that in a pipe, in a tailpipe, and smoke it. A state ran by war will never know peace, ever. A nation run by what? Media will never know the truth. And these are what the DSA, the progressive Dems, been pushing. This ain't something new. This is what they do. This is what they do. They ain't never been against any of this. We got RFK Jr. that's against Big Pharma. Wasn't under Biden, wasn't over Obama and all the rest of them. Bushes and none of them. Just gonna keep it real, right? Boy, I tell you, man, can your boy cook? I'm cooking, man. That's what it is. And when it turns into a video, I hope people really share this with people, because you really need to be looking at this stuff and maybe learning something. Skip what the propaganda news, because I said before, propaganda mainstream news do not have access. They don't have access to real information. They make it up. I don't care, CNN, MS Now, and all the rest of them, ABC, CBS, they're all making it up because they don't have access. Fox go a little bit further, but the rest of them don't. That's why they're so angry, ladies and gentlemen, because they've been cut off. Boy, I tell you. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get back out here to work. I got to get to work. But got to get back on out here, man. But yeah. But share this with the information with your peeps and other people, man. You guys have been great, man. I see you in here. I'm going to go down the roll call list. We got Black Guy 9, Angela, Child of God, In the House, Coconuts Are Real, Bud Russell in here. Let me see here. Who else that we have in here? Let me go read down the list. and things. We got Red Hood and Beyond is in the house. I'm going to give a shout out to all of y'all. Let me see here. Let me see here. All right. So I got some of my squad here or whatever. That's cool. Like I said, man, we have the advantage. Canada has the disadvantage. And I just love it, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And there ain't nothing they can do about it. I hit with so many facts, and I've been scrolling down here, man. And you know, I don't see anything. I don't see nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing at all. This is a bunch of, you talking about Google, man. I don't deal with no damn Google. I got something better than Google. But at any event, yeah, man, that's the thing about it. Hard Right says he can laugh his way out. Yeah. All right, yeah, let me see here. Yeah, Hard Right is in the house too, boy. Hard Right. We got Deontay Rant Raves podcast show, guys. I want y'all to follow this brother too. We did a live stream yesterday, and it was beautiful, man. Let me move this up a little bit. It was beautiful, 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 man. I want y'all to get on his channel, man. Follow him, like him and stuff, man. Give him some love over there as well too, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like I said, man, I love it when they say echo and all this other stuff, because that means I got your behind. More people rocking with people that have common sense over here. When you study over here just talking a whole bunch of crap. That's why I just go hardcore on them, right? Yeah, we way beyond this, though, man. The gloves been off, man. I don't be nice to these people. They ain't nice to me. I'm one of these conservatives. I don't play nice. Right? I'm not that dude. I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? Being real for real. Being for real for real. I'm not that guy. So don't let the smooth taste fool you. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a lot of us believe in the Constitution, love this country, right? Magic Man is in the house. Shout out to you, Magic Man. Magic Man is in the house. I remember you from yesterday. Real men are conservative, right? All the rest of this stuff, boy, it's just a bunch of, look at them, man. I tell you, we got Paula. We got beautiful Paula in the house. There's Paula, though. That's only for the ladies, though, with that type of sound effect, though, you know. But, yeah, man, we learned a whole lot. America is winning, ladies and gentlemen. I read so many American companies that's still here, all that hype about, oh, Canada, oh, what are we going to do? We just discredit them right here, right now. I bet you that we straight. We got Dakota in the house as well, too. Shout out to Dakota as well. Paula. Yep. Angela, child of God, you know. Yep, the gas price is going to go back down. We are winning, man. No matter what these fools in this room doing. Sucks to be Canadian, I tell you that. Some of you good Canadians, you may want to think about moving over here in the United States and stop. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be safer than you guys in a minute. We on our way down. Boy, America is the greatest country in the world, man. Boy, I tell you, man. That's why I just love kicking these guys' ASS, man. Because they ain't got nothing. And we ain't being nice. We don't have to be. We got the advantage, ladies and gentlemen, and they don't. Joe Mama in the house. I know Joe Mama. I call her Joe Mama, man. Joe Mama in the house, man. Not y'all mama, but Joe Mama. And just what Joe Mama was saying. He's a farmer. I got farmers that rock with me. I'm going to read what Joe Mama has said to you guys. Canada has a dairy quota system for their farmers. They import very little dairy, right? Very little dairy. Look at this. There's Joe Mama. Yeah, Joe Mama in the house. That's right, Joe Mama. Joe Mama, I mean, I've been rocking with Joe Mama, man, in the early days, man. When people really didn't come on here and listen to me and watch me, let alone. Joe Mama says, I'm cutting up string beans. Y'all keep modding. I can't. Yeah, go ahead and cut them. I cut string beans up early today myself, though, Joe Mama, and they were fresh. And I appreciate you farmers, man, like Joe Mama. I wonder where Sherry at, Joe Mama. She's a dairy over here in Michigan, man. Sherry, if you listening to me, man, I ain't seen Sherry. I'm still going to do the charm for Sherry. I ain't heard from Sherry in a long time, man. Joe Mama, yeah, that's right, dog. And he's a farmer, right? Tony has on his auto-tune. Tony don't have on no auto-tune, though, you know? Ain't no auto-tune, though. Can you imagine, though, man, if I was singing this whole thing like T-Pain, y'all? Oh, man, did I unplug something? I hope I didn't. Okay, got my foot caught on something. We got Deontay Rant Ray's podcast show, ladies and gentlemen. Down below, you see his channel name. You know, I made that myself. I want you guys to remember it. A lot of his mods mod for me as well. So they own both, right? So there it is. I love seeing that American flag, James. Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. You been subbing for this cat? Oh yeah, that's what's up, man. I'm glad to hear. I'm gonna have to make you some. I'm gonna have to make you guys mods then, James. That's what I have to do. Boy, it's a beautiful thing, though, right? Boy, we got rid of this old Rainbow Coalition crap stuff in America. We defeated woke. We kicked their butt in the DEI stuff. We ain't got to hear about that crap. We ain't going to have no man or no woman's bathroom. I don't know what you may get in Canada, because Canada believe in all that stuff. But over here, we kicked they behind, man. And we're going to keep kicking they behind, you know? Yep, I tell you, man. Don't it feel good winning? Yep, you right about that. Trump is walking on that ASS. He sure is. It's a beautiful thing, man. This is what winning smells like and feels like, man. That's why I've been reading the comments, man. They ain't got nothing, man. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Big waste of time, man, on their part, because they're losers. On the left, you are losers, you Trump-hating fools. You are taking the L. You've been taking the L. Trump whooped your butt in the Constitution. What do you have? Nothing. Nothing. Let's do what James say. Wake up, dummies. Stop being a dummy for the left. They don't care about you. Taking all that good money, our tax money, and feeding themselves from the USAID fund and NGO programs and stuff, enriching themselves. We didn't vote for these people to make them millionaires and so forth. We didn't vote for this. We didn't want to allow them for this. You gotta wake up, dummies. On the left, wake up. We got Brian Reedy in the house. Said Angela 100%. Let me see here. We got Brian Reedy. Brian Reedy, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Okay, James says later. Okay, Bud Russell in the house. Beautiful thing, man. That's why I love doing what I do, man. To shed some light on the confusion, right? I mean, we so far up, it's unreal, man. We so far up, ladies and gentlemen, we're winning. Trump said he's teaching the Republicans, you're going to get tired of winning because we're going to be winning so much. And we have been winning. We've been winning so much. And guess who's been losing so much? It's the TDS, Never Trumpers, and the progressive, all the rest of them on the left. There's a bunch of losers, man, and crybabies. Where my crybaby sound at, man? Where is it? Let me go and get it again, though. Make it more impactful. There you go. You old leftist boy, you old feminine. Oh, what's that, man? Nobody take no liberal male serious. Ain't no real man. Go and put your stockings on like you used to, and put that burgundy wig on that I bought you. You know. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Leftist lunatics. It's okay. That's why we taking this country back, and we doing a very good job of doing it. We got Tanya Zimmer in the house. Tanya Zimmer, boy. We got her in the house. Where's my... There you go. Got a lot of conservative women in here, man. A lot of them, boy. I tell you, man. Right. Boy, I tell you. It's a beautiful thing, man, isn't it? This is what it's all about, man. This is what winning feels like, man. We got a strong country, a stronger country than ever before, man. America don't have to want for nothing no more thanks to Trump. Trump, we all thank you so much for being our president of the United States of America. You have done so much to put America back as number one, where we deserve to be. Nobody's taking advantage of America no more. We ain't got to worry about them trying to buffalo us or steamroll over us anymore. Oh, we got BJ in the house. Yeah, BJ. She said, you are so right. I appreciate it. I remember you from before yesterday, BJ. Welcome back again. Welcome back. Where's my, there we go. That's BJ, ladies and gentlemen. Another conservative woman. Trump supporter, proud to be. Y'all don't have anything to have to be ashamed of because we so far over that, man. This ain't 2016 no more. This is not 2020. This is 2026. Trump, it took that time to get people to see what the left really was doing to this country and to us as well, too. Boy, I tell you, man, ain't that a beautiful thing? Boy, let's go Trump. You got that right, Ed, NY. Must be from New York as well. I was born there, Brooklyn, New York originally. Okay, Hard Right says, I'm here, mostly listening. I know that's right there, Hard Right, man. Yep. Yeah, man, I remember I got your text earlier in over on Discord, man. So you going with the what's that one the webcam. I know the company. Just have a loss of thought right now with it. You know, but it's okay. I got so much stuff in my head, man, trying to remember stuff, you know. Yep. But yeah, but it's all good though, man. I got that information. And he Hard Right says, and get your butt in Discord. I want to meet you all. And he got a great point. You guys should go to Discord. It's a wonderful community. I'm gonna post up the link again. And this is where people meet. And sometimes I'm in there, you know. I'm in there a little less, but the thing about it is, guys, is that it's a wonderful community where people are like Deontay is in there, Graham is in there from Euro and the Traveler, you know, he's in there. So we all support each other, ladies and gentlemen, we really do. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link back up in there. So if you want to speak to one of us, you may catch me on there, you know. Deontay is on there and stuff. I remember seeing him in there earlier, you know, when I was out and about working. But let me see here. Let me go ahead and pull that back up there. Therefore I can show you, but just by telling you where the link. And then we got the QR code too. In fact, let's see if I were to go to Discord now. Let me do that and put that. I remember I mentioned it to Hard Right. I was going to do it. Let me go ahead and go to Discord. I'm going to do this right online here. Let me go and sign in real quick. Just give me one moment. You guys have been great. I'm going to go in on sign in over here on Discord. And what I'm actually in there right now. What I'm going to do is let me use the restroom first, guys. I will be right back. You could talk amongst yourselves until I return. Be right back. All right, I have returned. All right. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. Turn my camera back on. There we go. Now, I'm using the Elgato 4K webcam. You know, so that's what I'm using. And let's see here. This is Discord. All right, let me see here. All right. Let me see here. There's that. Okay, I see it. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, it won't let me put the image up. Oh, darn. All right, no problem. What we're going to do here, put the link here. Yeah. So, Hardwrite did send me the link. I'm going to put the link back in here. Hopefully that link is clickable, I hope. Let me know if the link is clickable, but that's how you go to Discord. Taya says, I'm here, I'm eating dinner. You all forgive me. I'm almost finished. I know that's right. What you cook, Tanya? What you cook for dinner? What you cook for din, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good, though. Black Guy 9 says, sorry if I didn't speak to everyone. I'm on the road again. Hey, don't worry about it. Safety first, though, Black Guy 9, man. Brian Reedy says, you're good, Tanya. Yep, you sure are, Tanya. You're good. Mm-hmm. Yep, so you guys need to go over there on Discord, you know, where we just have a nice conversation. Like Hardwrite said, it's just a clubhouse, right? So don't be afraid to join, you know. Don't be afraid to join. That's Hardwrite's pussycat. Remind me of Garfield, doesn't he? Just looks like a little chubby Garfield, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. Remind me of Garfield. I like that. I like the cartoon Garfield. Yep. One of my childhood cartoons I grew up with. Garfield and Friends. Remember Heathcliff? We got Salty Avenger. Savage. He said, hey, Black Guy 9, keep on trucking. I know that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got Salty Savage over here. Where's my, yep. Yeah, got the thumbs up. No, that's right. Yeah, I like this. Say, y'all like my layout here? America Save That. Let's vote America. Look at that. Tony Love, random guy. Some random guy, boy. Moving up in the world, making it all nice and polished, making it all clean. Yeah, I got a lot of truck drivers that listen to your boy, too. Especially when I used to do it real late. Joe Mama remember that. Omega, you know what I'm saying? Man, I got to reach out to Omega, too, man. I got to get him back on the show, man. Got to get the legendary Omega, you know? Boy, I remember last time we had that debate with that one dude on there. Oh, my goodness, boy. That's why I say, man, some of those guys, they don't know how to debate. They get so in their feelings, looking for any type of thing where they can say, I own my show. Oh, I did good. You know what I'm saying? They look for this stuff, man. It's just crazy. Just crazy. Nope. Nope. But yeah, guys, so other than that, though, I think this is mainly it. Just talking about some stuff and things, man. Yep, you like my new setup now, boy? I look like I should be on the radio, don't I? Look like radio, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, I said the channel getting better and better, guys. Better and better, you know. Y'all even made me have to pull back out my ring light. You know what I'm saying? My ring light. That way you guys can really see me, boy. Look at this. Boy, you can see your boy right here, boy. Ain't that something? Mm-hmm. Dakota says, you have to write the link down to search in Discord. Okay, let me see here. Let me do this here. Salty Savage says, the random guy show. You know what? I'm going to put that link down. Let me go ahead on and pull up. I got to pull up my channel again. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to put the link over there because I think what I'm using right now is not clickable. Yeah, I was afraid of that when Dakota said that. Hold on for a minute. So we got something better. Okay, let's see here. This is where I'm live right now. I'm going to go ahead and click this. Okay, all right. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do this. All right, so that's the Discord link right there, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. So that's the Discord link. I'm actually in Discord right now. I'm actually in Discord as we speak. I don't know if it will allow me, but you, like Dakota said, you got to go in there. You know, he says there's the link, but I know when I do get that website up, I'm going to put that link there too for the QR code, you know, and things. So yep. Over here looking at hard right now though, but yeah, that's the Discord and things. So you guys will see it. You'll see my logo and stuff. Thanks to Hard Right for making it happen and things. So I appreciate it. I really do. Look at this. Really nice, guys. Yeah. Somebody says, shut the hell up. Who says shut the hell up? Somebody says, shut the hell up. Shut the hell you. Shut the hell up. That's how you know, boy, I tell you, man. Oh, yeah, I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. I know, Brian Reed. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Yeah, man. Got to roll here and run on out here, man. But y'all been great, man. I know Tariffs is not something that people really like to talk about. That's okay. I did tell Dennis, oh yeah, I'm sure you did. I appreciate it. I was on his channel today too, earlier this morning, watching Dennis, man. His show looking really polished. His stuff is looking good. Where Trinity at, Tanya? I ain't seen Trinity in a long time, though. I used to always talk to Trinity, because she's a mod for him, for Dennis and things. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like Dennis' show, you know. Yeah. You guys, yeah, Dennis, like I said, he's also a MAGA Trump supporter, originally from Honduras, came over here as an American citizen with the right path of citizenship. Oh, yeah, we got, Big John in the house. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up, my MAGA family? Long time no see. That's Big John, y'all. He's over on the right. Big John. Yeah, that's Big John, y'all. Big John. Everybody says sup to you. What's up? Yep. Dakota says sup, Big John. Yep. Yeah, Trinity never came back after the ice storm in December. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, Trinity was always nice to me on Dennis' show. Let me see. Isn't Dennis Herrera with ice? I don't know though. Salty Savage. Tanya could tell you though. Tanya Zimmer can definitely tell you. She mods for him over there. Tanya Zimmer says too, coconuts are real. I remember that. Yep, coconuts are real. It's messy if you cook with them, but awesome taste. Yep. Said Brian Reed said no, Salty, but he does support them. Yeah, he support ICE for sure. I believe Dennis is supposed to be running in the politician as I forgot what he's running for. Maybe I'm not for sure if it's congressman, government, something like that. You know, I remember when he made the announcement a while back. Let me see here. Frank says, I would boil apples, cure dates in sauerkraut. Yep. Sauerkraut, yeah. Yeah, I eat fermented stuff, though, too. I like kimchi, too. Some people don't like that smell, you know. Trinity was the reason I joined Dennis' channel. Okay, wait, it looks like it moved. She had the best personality. I can see that. Yeah, very nice, you know. Yeah. Okay, was the governor coconuts are real? Okay. Yeah, I wish him the best though, you know. Yeah, the guy in here, Bernie, he's supposed to be, I think he's out in California, and he's supposed to be running, I forgot what he told me. If y'all may remember, I don't know if it's a congressman. I think he said governor, Bernie. Not saying this, but the other Bernie. The Bernie LLC, right? Yep, let me see here. Salty Savage says, I would vote for Dennis if I lived in Washington. Yeah, that's right. He's in Washington State. Yeah, good luck on that one. Black Guy 9 says, facts, Tony. I know that's right, Black Guy 9. Let me see. What's his name? He says, Cornelia says, you still echoing, man? Am I still echoing, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, yeah, I am echoing. God, I forgot to turn off that thing, man. Cornelius, thank you, man. Oh, my goodness. Did you read the chat? I sure did not, man. I did not read the chat, man. But I turned it off finally, man. Well, this definitely gonna be a waste, though. You know, I didn't read the chat, man. I didn't. I was on the roll, man. No, I turned it off. No, I shouldn't be echoing now. I turned it off. I had to use echoing on. Yep, much better. Thank you. Just take a minute to kick in. People make mistakes. It ain't the end of the world, man. Show must go on, man. It is what it is, you know. Yep, it is what it is. But I appreciate that. No problem at all. But the main thing is you don't hear me echoing now. So I forgot to turn off because I remember I had it on yesterday when Deontay was up here and we had the show. So I had to compensate where y'all were hearing the echo from him. So I forgot to turn it off. That's one thing I forgot to do. That's what happens when you run a one-man production. I run a one-man production team. I don't have a team yet, you know. When I do get a team, though, you know, I'm going to be looking for some technicians and stuff. You know, boy, I tell you. I should sound a lot better now. Tanya says, you're great, Tony. We appreciate you spending time with us. I appreciate it, too, spending time with you guys, you know. I was used to the echo. I know Salty Savage. You guys some diehard yeah, that must have ran all the other TDS people right up on out of here. I appreciate it, Cornelius, for reminding me, man. I do. That was my fault. I take full responsibility of the technical difficulty. It wasn't really a difficulty. It was I was so used to talking, I wasn't even aware of it. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, man. But it's all good though. You know, I'm gonna make many more mistakes in the future though. So, you know, I won't disappoint. Let's just say that much. I won't disappoint. But yeah, guys, it's been good talking to y'all, man. I got to get out of here and get to work. That's probably why my views ain't been as high as today. They said, what the hell? This guy got his echo sound going on. Oh, my goodness, boy. Bernie. Oh, man, Bernie. I told him, man, he came in with the super chat. That's right, he's going for the governor's office. I told him about that, Bernie. I remember you told me before. I think they remember, too. Let me go ahead on and read out what Bernie said. Bernie came in with the super chat of $20 from Bernie, right? LCC. He says, yes, sir. I'm running for the governor office in California. Tony and the Mod Squad. 2030 will be 4 years of a booming economy. Praise the Most High. Man, Bernie. Gotta give a shout out to Bernie again, man. I wish I lived in California, because if I lived in California, you know, I would have voted for you too, man, as the governor, man, because what other choices we have over there? We got that, is she even in the house anymore? Ramen noodle and Big Mouth Bass. Oh, my goodness, man. Yeah, Black Guy 9 says, Tony sound like a rapper, you know? Yeah, I just want to say a shout out to my peeps and stuff, you know? I sound like a rapper, man. Could be still of the New York in me, even though I spent a lot of time in Detroit. Yeah, but I appreciate you, though, man. Appreciate the super chat from Bernie. I appreciate all you guys, man. I do, you know. I really appreciate you guys, man. Yeah. But yeah, man, anybody live in California that's going to support Bernie, y'all can look him up and things and check him out. You know, we need a conservative in California that's going to do the right thing, though, you know. That's, I mean, you know, boy, I tell you, Bernie, that's what's up. Hey, Bernie, are you that dude that's actually running as a conservative Republican out in California as the governor, man? Are you that dude? You ain't got to tell us your true identity, but that's cool if you are that dude, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we already know Spencer Pratt, you know. We seen what happened to that, you know. Boy, I tell you. But yeah, man, it's really cool, though, guys, just hanging out with y'all, man. Greg, how you going to sit up here and say Trump sucks? I'm just saying. What are you saying? All the stuff that Trump been doing, you still saying Trump sucks? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Yeah. Now, who is this guy here talking about cancel this channel? Sound like a hater. Who is this dude? Who are you? How that little kid say, who are you? Who are you? Who is this guy? Coming out of left field talking about cancel this channel. Who is this dude? Who are you? Seriously, who are you? Nobody know you. I don't know you. Who is this dude? I know, right? It's just Tanya, I don't know this dude. I don't even know this guy at all. I don't know him from a can of paint. Who is this dude? I know, yeah, you're right, coconuts are real. He's definitely a hater. But he was like, cancel this show. I know, right? It's just weird because I know a lot of trolls say a lot of things, but, you know, and that's when I know that I'm really in that ASS for him to even say, cancel this show. See, because he believe in cancel culture. Y'all remember when they had that going on? Anytime there's any type of truth, we're going to cancel it. Cancel this show. I'm not even upset for him saying it. It just was weird, though. Cancel this show. Boy, I tell you, man. Yeah. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, but we ain't gonna feed a lot into it, yeah. But Big John, you're right. The haters gonna hate, though, Big John. I'm not even upset about that, you know. There's one thing I don't do is like, again, it's oh, he was timed out. Oh, okay. Yep, you guys at your discretion, though, you know, and things. I leave that type of stuff up to you. But yeah. But other than that, though, yeah, let me go ahead on and get on off here. No wonder my audio was so bad, but it's gotten better now. I forgot to do that one thing to make it stop with that echoing and stuff. So I got to make note to self next time to fix that. But yeah, guys, you guys have been great. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what it was, the YOLO. The YOLO webcam is the one that, the YOLO webcam is the one that actual hard right is going to buy for his setup. Yeah, that's going to be that's a nice camera, the YOLO. Yeah, I'm familiar with it and things. I was looking at that. I think that sold for a little more than the Elgato webcam. He said, what's this guy saying? He said, you're like Sleepy Joe. Are you a novice at trolling? It look like you are, man, something, you know. He said, you're like Sleepy Joe. This guy must be are you new to trolling or something? I'm just curious. He must be new to trolling or something. I know, right? This guy here is something else, man. You just really coming off like, I mean, you're like a real novice as a troll. You should learn how to troll better. How about that? You should troll better. Talking about I sound like Sleepy Joe. You see my numbers when people come in here want to hear me speak? He talking about I sound like I'm like Sleepy Joe. You know, you ain't never seen me sleep on a live stream. There's people that have done it though. They be all asleep. I know that. I'm gonna give him the crybaby sound. Good point, Big John. PLP or whoever you are, man. This shouts out to PLP. Poverty Low Class Pimp is what the acronym really stands for. Poverty Low Class Pimp. Actually, I changed up, Tony. I'll tell you later. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Poverty Low Class Pimp is what he is. Boy, I tell you, ain't that something? What this, man? Oh, my goodness, man. Trying to troll me. Oh, my goodness. You need to learn some trolling lessons, my friend.
Beta!
Yeah, he definitely a beta male. This PLP or PIP, yeah, he's definitely a beta male simp. That's why we give him the crybaby sound, you know, because he's another crybaby, you know. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we get on out of here. I appreciate you guys coming back on Some Random Guy Speaks. Once again, I'm your host, Tony Love, over here, you know, poor low-level pimp. Yeah, that's what he basically is. Yeah, poor low-level pimp. That's exactly what he is, you know. Somebody pinch that baby again. I know. I mean, let's go and pinch that baby again. Oh, man. Yeah, Tanya, I know you had to deal with your baby sounding like that. You know the baby crying. Every mama that's a mama, when they hear that baby crying, it's like, even though this is a sound effect, but I know you still got that mother instinct in you, don't you? Man. Oh, yeah. You just got that mother instinct in you, don't you? Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Thank you, Tony, and the crew, and the trolls. I know, right? Gotta admit, the show would not be nothing without the trolls, though. They come in here. They just love to keep coming in here. It's all good. And I keep giving it to them. We all gonna be giving it to them, you know? But, yep. That's good. And for the last time, though, do not forget Deontay's channel, man. In fact, let's go ahead and pull up his channel, though. I got to do it right. Let me go ahead and see if I can find his channel, which I can. Yep. Let me get off my channel, and we're going to go to his. All right, let's see here. Deontay Rant Raves channel and stuff like that. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull him up. Yep, let me see here. Yeah, Deontay channel. Let me see here. Go ahead and pull him up. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I was on his channel earlier too. Let me see here. Deontay Rant Raves podcast and stuff, man. Yep, I was on there earlier. Looked like Officer Tatum, D.L. Hughley, just made a big mistake attacking my wife. Now, that's one thing about it is that, you know, people see this guy D.L. Hughley, washed up, never been funny to me ever, man, as a comedian, talking about kings of comedy. He should not have been up there on that list, though, man, because we got people that's way funnier. And I've never been no big D.L. Hughley fan ever, you know what I'm saying? This guy here is garbage, you know what I'm saying? So, yep, he's a garbage guy, man. Yep, we got to send out the garbage. Man, shout out to Dolly Parton, man. Y'all heard that Dolly Parton passed away, man? Oh, my goodness, at 80 years old, man. Darn, man. Yep, I tell y'all, man, yeah, she passed away. Dolly Parton, man. Y'all remember the one that she sung the song called Stand By Your Man. Remember that one? Stand By Your Man. Yep. That's right, lady. Stand by your man. You know what I'm saying, boy? I think she sung that song, right? I know she did a lot of Dolly Parton. You know what I'm saying? I think that was her that sung that song, right? But yeah, Dolly Parton, man. Oh, man. I was sad to hear that, though, man. Dolly Parton, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness, man. Hold on for a minute. I just got to do one thing here. Let's see here. Deontay, where's his channel at, man? All right, hold on for a minute. All right, hold on for a minute, guys. Damn. Found it yesterday. Hold on for a minute. Why am I having trouble finding his channel now? All right, let's see here. God doggone it. Okay, guys. Oh, for a minute, man. This is. He says, okay. Why am I not finding it? Everybody but his channel. Don't y'all hate that when you're over here finding something and you can't find it? He's been live on here earlier and it used to come up on my timeline. And now I don't even see it. Where is he at? Where's the channel at? Trying to look for the link. But I'm always wanting to plug his channel. And stuff. I got another friend that I want to plug too, but his stuff is a little bit more on relationship stuff, a little bit, you know. I can't seem to find his channel. Where is he at, man? Hold on, guys. Let me do this here. All right, let's see here. All right, where is he at here? Where is the link at? All right, let's see here. Okay. I think I got to put it all in on one word, I think. All right, let's take a look at it here. All right. U-N-T-E. U-N-T-A. All right, let's see here. All right. Let's take a look at it here. There we go. Okay, guys. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and, whoops. We're going to go ahead and pull his channel up. All right, so there it is. So what I'm going to do is let me go ahead and close this thing here because you guys won't be able to see it. All right, let me see here. All right, we're going to go ahead and close this one. All right, there we go. And then what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead on and put up his thing here. Then I'm going to be out of here, though, too. Here we go. Okay, there his channel is right here, Deontay Rant Waves. This is his channel right here where you guys can see all of his content. So if you would do all of us a favor, most of the people in the chat already follow him, but other ones, man, if you you know, want to follow him, please do. You can hit the subscribe button and check his content out. Here's all of his content right here. And he got great content. Got the shorts and stuff. Channel is well laid out. Stuff look better than mine. Look at this. That's a beautiful thing. So give Deontay, show him some support and love and things like that. Tell him that Tony sent you. There you go. All right. So, yeah, so that's Deontay's channel right here. He got the one here, Sharia law versus the Constitution. Boy, this is it right here. You see this one? Don't be fooled. The truth about Sharia law in America. Yep. Got to talk about it, but he's talking about it over there. Yep. He also talked about socialism warning. Socialism versus communism, you know? Or actually socialism versus, I think of one I want to say, socialism versus capitalism. Boy, I tell you. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate the silver star there, Angela, child of God. Where's my coin sound at? Yeah, I know how I feel about my, effects. There you go. Boy, and I appreciate it from Bernie, too, you know. Yep. You got the coin sound and things. All right. He's got a good channel. You right about that, Tanya. He does. Yep. Let me see here. Oh, yeah. Dolly Parton supported the BLM stuff. Yeah. You know, I ain't going to hold that against her. She probably just didn't know. Big John says, I'm already subscribed to him. Okay, Big John. I saw you in there in his room before, too. You're absolutely right, Big John. Who's here in the chat that live in Florida? I think the only person I know is, is Graham, I think. I think he's in Florida, the one that goes, His channel is Euro the Traveler and stuff. I can pull his channel up too. Yeah, Euro. Let me see here. Euro the Traveler. Yeah, he's out of Florida. Let's see here. Yeah, here's his stuff right here. Yep. So here's
I
your.
don't think Marxism
Which is also-
is effective at all. But you do acknowledge there's different types of socialism. So why can't state capital?
So this is Graham right here, you know. So one of these days, you guys gonna see me doing a collaboration with Graham on here as well too, you know. And I'm looking forward to being on the show though, you know. So yeah, I want to give him a plug as well too. So yeah, Big John, Graham, which is Euro the Traveler, he's out of Florida. Okay, you also subscribe to him as well? Okay, cool. Yeah, he's like the only, I want to say content creator that I could think of and influencer that I know of that's out of Florida and things. So yeah. But other than that, I'm going to shut it down, guys. God save America and God save our president. We all know and love Donald J. Trump, man. That way he can live another day with this fight. You know they're trying to go after his son, Barron. We got to protect Barron at all costs, man. Barron Trump must be protected as well. I know Secret Service is all on it and stuff like that because they won't stop. They won't stop to go after his youngest to make him pay, right? So there that is. So other than that, guys, I will see y'all all tomorrow, man. I'm about to head on out. Peace and love. I am out. And we got to go ahead and do that Star Spangled Banner. You know how I feel about the Star Spangled Banner. Sung by Ashley LaRue. All right, Salty Savage. Good night to you and all. I appreciate all of you guys. Yep, I appreciate all you guys, man. Okay. All right, and I'll see y'all all tomorrow. Here we go. Appreciate you all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes